Hello, my brother. How are you?
Almost fired up the Hetfield. Hey, hey, hey.
I know you did. You
Real
almost
close.
did.
Only you saw it.
That's
You
right.
saw it. You saw it. But
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah. Welcome to Final Wrestling Place. Random number check 254
Oh.
of the longest running weekly episodic PTO taken unwrestling wrestling podcast. That's us, baby.
Yeah,
But
man. Last week was our lucky number,
yes, it
episode
was.
253.
It's more
Have we told the
lucky.
story on air
No, I
of
don't know if we
253?
have. I don't know if we have.
All right.
I do not know if we've told the story of 253 on air, but I'm Tim.
I am still Marcus. That might be the earliest we've ever done intros as well.
For some strange reason, I don't know if it was due to like a post-show conversation that you and I had last week about stuff and things. I feel like I gotta put some stuff in order if we're gonna, you know, if fruition comes to fruition. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mean Gene.
I know what you mean, brother.
That's right. But 253 is a lucky number. So Marcus and I are youths in the greater Virginia area, and was this for the Valentine's Day SmackDown?
I don't think I went to that one, so no.
Okay, then
This was for this was for the December. I can't remember the date, but it was a show in December.
the
It was the
SmackDown
first show
ECW
after
or
Armageddon.
the SmackDown
Yes.
ECW taping.
Yes. So this would have been Armageddon 2006.
Yes.
The Joey Mercury facebreaker Armageddon.
Yes.
So it's the SmackDown right after that.
The Undertaker, the MVP burned alive.
Mm-hmm.
Armageddon. I believe we actually covered that ECW in our archives. Go back and on your podcatcher of choice during the Doing It Live season. I believe we covered that episode of ECW where we are literally, I think, second or third row. And our seats are like right there on the ECW aisle. And that was when they had the cutout aisle, not through the Tron, but they had the janky old ECW brick entrance, and it cut through the crowd. But this was back when department stores would also have Ticketmaster box offices.
Probably the dying days of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Marcus and I and about 20 other people are at this JC Penney.
Mm-hmm.
And we're waiting in line, and we're like third or fourth in line because we got there pretty early. So we're like, okay, cool. We're going to get decent seats. We're like third or fourth in line. And they're like, okay. So we wait, and then tickets will go on sale at like 10 a.m. on a Saturday. And so we're there, and as 10 o'clock's rolling up, the lady behind the counter at Ticketmaster goes, well, we just can't start selling the tickets. You're all here technically before the time, so we're going to hand out all of these raffle tickets, and we're going to draw numbers. And if you were here before 10 o'clock, you get a raffle ticket, and if we call your number, you get the first tickets. And of course, like us in the front of the line, we're like pissed. And so they hand out all these tickets, and my ticket, the last three digits are 253. And I'm like, Marcus, if they call 253, and this was back when Marcus and I were like real thick into like online wrestling trivia, big nerds. We will absolutely not be discussing this on Discord at all. These are private conversations that we will have in DMs or face to face if you want to have them, but we will not, and I repeat, will not incriminate ourselves in the Discord. We'll do it on our podcast. We'll do it in private, but that's it. You don't get anything else. But we were big into wrestling trivia, and I was like, you know what, man? So my character at the time was doing a clothesline from hell finisher, and I forget what the heck I was calling it. And I was like, you know what? If this number gets pulled, I am gonna change the name of my move to the 253. And sure enough, number gets called. And so from that moment on, 253 has like stuck with me. And it of course 2 plus 5 plus 3 equals 10. 10 is the number of perfection. And like we'd try to like figure like 7 is the number of if 7 is like a deity number, it's the number of perfection. 3 is the Godhead back when we were like all churched out. Like we were definitely like the kids with all the numbers floating.
We were doing Uncle Howdy math.
Oh my God.
With 253.
Hey, by the way, that's a great podcast title. Uncle Howdy math. Let me write that down. Hold on. Uncle. What do you feel about this Uncle Howdy math? Or what do you think about all this Uncle Howdy crap?
Not interested.
Are you just tired? Like,
not scary.
I made this very off-color joke. It's not off-color. It is borderline insensitive. But when has that stopped us from saying anything? This is no offense to Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, or anybody else. I know that this is the weekend of his passing a year ago.
The Fiend.
But I said, how many days did Bo have to sit at Bray Wyatt's gravesite to siphon all of the creativity out of that corpse?
I am just not interested in any of this. I don't know.
It's just
who it's for or what the purpose is.
It's for, hey, did you love The Fiend? Well, let me tell you, we've got 6 Fiend adjacent characters. They're going to rock your world.
But no more Fiend. And
we don't know that. We don't know that. Because apparently, it's the Wyndham 6 that are coming. Apparently, questions, answers. And like I've heard...
Is Alexa Bliss finally going to be Sister Abigail?
Apparently, Alexa Bliss is the female lead across from Bo Dallas for this. Also,
if Alexa Bliss came back as the Fiend, that would be cool.
Lady Fiend?
Nah, just the Fiend.
She had to put up a bunch of weight. Has she been chicken and ricing since she had the baby?
Possibly.
But like, I've heard Dexter Loomis is supposed to be a part of the group. I've heard Joe Gacy's supposed to be a part of the group. I've heard Eric Rowan is supposed to be a part of the group.
I like Eric Rowan.
And then like there's rumors of Brawny Strowman's being back with the group. There's rumors of Ricochet.
Okay.
Like
Ricochet.
Yeah, because Ricochet's
is he gonna be the rabbit?
I'm sick of everything. Like, something's gotta change. I'm sick of losing. Blah.
Only if he's Rambling Rabbit.
That's kind of racist. That he's the fast electric guy and he's got to be the rabbit?
I was thinking more so just, I don't know. I thought he resembled Ramblin' Rabbit.
Is Bugs Bunny black or white? Boy, I've stumped him. He is stumped, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, the ethnicity of a white rabbit has been called into question. This we will discuss in the Discord. Is Bugs Bunny black or white? And you would know because you're both. You got to pick.
Man, he's so smooth. He's so smooth with it sometimes.
That could just make him a fat white guy. Riveting.
I don't. Yeah, yeah. I'm lost in thought. That one got me. I'm not ready to give an answer yet. I got to think about it.
All right, you have to give an answer by the end of the podcast. But tonight or today, or as you're listening to this, we have a few 1, 2, 3 things to cover. We're going Field Trippin a little bit later, as promised, on a big 17-on-2 handicap match that you yourself can watch without the use of Peacock. We're going to do a little throwback to ourselves and a little coverage. We're going to have a bit of an undertaking with a special guest. But first, I promised Marcus that I was going to flip the script on him and give him a blind ranking Jones. So
yeah,
that's where we're at to cold start the show. And
okay.
So Marcus, your ranking, one of your favorite subjects in the entire world.
Oh boy.
Intercontinental champions.
Oh, sick. Let's go.
Yes. So I have 5.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 random Intercontinental champions, and you will rank them in order of best to worst, one at a time.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
First of all, you have the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock.
5.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
5.
Okay. Number 2, the Game, Triple H.
3.
Okay. So you've got Shen Camrock at 5 and Triple H 3. At 3, number 3 is the man who just gave the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, a nice new shiny guitar necklace. Double J, Jeff Jarrett.
Double J's got to be 2.
Double J is 2. Okay. All right. Well, one of these is going to be 1, and one of these is going to be 4.
All right.
Next up is Kofi Johnson Kingston.
Kofi Kingston.
4. Kofi Kingston. So, Marcus, your number 1 Intercontinental Champion of all time. I have played a nasty, nasty trick on you.
Okay.
Your number 1 ranked Intercontinental Champion of all time is the Mountie.
I mean, he did beat Bret the Hitman Hart when Bret Hart had 108-degree fever I think it was in Poughkeepsie.
I didn't know people could have 108-degree fevers.
It was that high that night. Some might say that Bret Hart had the WCW fever. Those are accusations, maybe even founded by the Hitman himself. But the Mountie had a grueling contest, and he beat the best Intercontinental champion of all time. So that does make him number 1 on the list. Thank you very much. Time for your blind ranking, Mr. Tim.
Oh, I have
you are going
too.
You do. And you are going to blind rank a category that is very special to the soon-to-be-named network. I hope that everybody enjoys this and plays along. You are going to be blind ranking Power Guts.
Oh, boy. All right, power guts.
All right.
Okay.
First name out of the block, starting
Right.
hot. Dino Bravo.
I'm very low on Dino Bravo as a wrestler, as a power gut haver. I feel almost. Let's start him at 4.
Okay.
Okay, 4.
Next
Because
up,
there's definitely a couple of power guts that have to be reserved for 1 and 2.
Oh, there's some heavy hitters for sure. Next up, you've got Scott Norton.
Oh, that is an all-timer 1 or 2 power gut man. And the only reason I'm saying 1 or 2 is because I don't see you didn't play this in your head as I'm playing it in my head. You could have who I respectfully just call the number 1 power gut in the world. But I don't know if you have it on the list. So if that person's not on this list, Scott Norton is 1. So Scott Norton will be 1.
Okay.
And Scott Norton is 1.
Okay. Next up on the list, you have Ice Train.
Oh man, Ice Tizzle.
That's right. Tag team partner.
Yeah, I love Ice Train, but I feel like you're gonna give me like 2 like big heavy duty power guts coming up at the back end. All respect to Ice Train in the world. He's a very high 4.
You have 4. You have Dino Bravo locked in at 4.
I have Dino Bravo at 4.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ice Train, you're 5.
All right.
Just know that I too would have killed Dino Bravo so you could be 4.
Next up on the list, you have injured 1997, 1998 Shane, the franchise Douglas.
3.
Okay.
3.
Which means locked in at number 2 for you, Mr. Tim, is none other
Then who should be number 1?
the old Rhino.
Okay. So there's some variance. There's some
Jimmy
variance in
and
my
Reinhardt.
list. I didn't screw the pooch as bad as you putting the Mountie at 1.
That was a great call, but I mean, I stand by it.
Better Intercontinental Champion than Jeff Jarrett, Triple H, Kofi Kingston, and Ken Shamrock, the Mountie.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Stand by it.
Well, good. I hope the blind rankings, I hope you guys enjoy the blind rankings. We'll probably keep them around as a good little icebreaker, a way for us to ease into our conversation pieces. Sometimes they'll be inspired by other conversations on the soon-to-be-named network, in which they do get full credit and they don't need to dunk on me on their podcast like the week after. Yeah, I'm still really hurt. Every time I just get Thunder Dan Marley'd by DJ on the podcast. I didn't do anything.
Somebody out there wanted DJ to be mean again and put that out in the universe. And,
I don't know who that would have been.
Like, I don't know, but looks like it's falling your way. So you can thank whoever put that out there. I mean, you're not mean to me. I love DJ. He's a great guy. We've always gotten along. He even shared a clip with me that I am going to share with Mr. Pig.
Oh,
so
the prison lock.
The prison lock, yeah. I don't know if I can get my knees to work that way, but
yeah, you can.
Yeah,
or he can
when I demonstrate it to Mr. Pig.
Right.
Yeah. So
Mr. Pig can do anything.
Shout out. No, shout out DJ.
That's so good. Oh yeah, but all right. So power rankings done. Thank you, DJ, for sharing the great news on that. But Marcus, we're not doing it formally anymore.
No.
in a full length viewing, but I feel like we could now kind of co-opt it and make it our own as like a regular segment on our weekly podcasts.
Possibly.
But I think we'll need a new name.
You think so?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that like the name is gonna stay.
I mean, I don't know. It's our name, but do you have a name in mind, or is that something we got to think
Well,
about?
I kind of do.
All right,
I kind of
let's give it a
do.
whirl.
Because, viewers' choice did eventually evolve into something else. So, I feel like this new version should be rightfully called Final Wrestling Place on Demand.
How about it?
How about it?
How about it?
We have upgraded from viewers' choice. We have left that in the tank. Left that over with the North-South connection. But we're on demand. And this time we're on demand for King and Queen of the Ring. And I don't want anyone to feel or view me any worse of a person. But 1 o'clock rolled around. I was bored to death. It was literally nap or eat my life away or watch King and Queen of the Ring. And I watched King and Queen of the Ring. And for those who were in our Discord, you got like a live results post in the TNM shows channel. I don't think anybody was very upset that I was giving the results away for this particular show. Did you end up watching any of it?
I watched a lot more than I thought I was gonna watch. I watched everything but the main event.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? So why did you not watch the main event?
There's not a story that I'm interested in, and there is no doubt that Cody was going to retain. So it was an automatic skip for me. I'm not interested in seeing Logan Paul do good wrestling moves or have a good match. I know it's awesome. He's very good at wrestling. He's fantastic. Great heel. I really enjoy his work. Didn't need to see another good match, though. I'm good on good matches. Give me something else. This
That's
match
fair.
wasn't gonna have it for me. So
That's fair. Like I can't fault you for that. It's must skip for me too, by the way. Like
okay.
don't get me wrong. I definitely thought the story was a lot better than his previous match with AJ Styles, even though that got a full 5 stars from Dave Meltzer.
Burning Hammer Dangerous kick out at 1.
Yeah, and now this time he's doing the Vertebreaker. Cody Vertebreakered Logan Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't doing that in A-Dub a little bit?
And in Ring of Honor, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he has like, I think he has Eminem'd the Vertebreaker.
Does he call it the Cop Saver?
No.
The Cop Killer?
The Flak Jacket? The Excessive Force? I don't know what you would call
it. Yeah.
Excessive Force, there it is. Stop resisting. How's that one? Stop resisting. Is there anything that you like thought was like dudes rock?
Oh, Cody versus, or not Cody? No, excuse me. Randy Orton versus Gunther.
Oh,
that was awesome. That was right up my alley.
Sure.
They did a spot in the match where it was like Orton's firing up, right? Bang, and he's firing up. He doesn't hit any moves. He's just punching. And I'm like, this is awesome. When you have great strikes, this is how a match can be. You don't need moves. You just punch a dude in the face, and it's great. And then, like, Walter cuts him off with a body slam. Not like 18 transitions to get to something. No. He scooped the dude up and he body slammed him. And then he went to the top and he hit the dad splash. And then he hit it again. And he didn't do a pretty roll through. He actually looked like, oh shoot, this guy moved out of the way. Let me try to land on my feet real quick. Bang, RKO. And I thought it was over. I loved that whole, like, I know, like, I just described it. You think it's probably took 30 seconds. No, they made it last like 2.5 minutes. I loved that whole stretch. The chops that Orton was able to, like, they felt like devastating blows. Like, I don't like chops in matches. I think they're overused, and I think they make you think of another wrestler. And anytime you're doing something that makes you think of another wrestler, I think that's a really bad decision.
Not when Gunther does it.
Not when he does them. Not when he does them. They are unique to him, at least in North American wrestling. I say that because I don't watch any other wrestling really outside of that. So that was dope. I liked that, like, Walter has these other moves that he picks up wins with on TV. So, like, he can hit any of them, and you can think, like, I see why he would hit this move in this spot to try to end the match, because he's ended other matches with it, whether it's the big clothesline, whether it's the half crab, trying to think what else he threw in, the dad splash.
The arm trap, the arm trap,
the arm trap choke. Yeah. Yeah, the big, like, dad hug choke.
The barely legal sleeper.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, like, all of them. It's like, oh, like, he's won matches with these.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that was my cup of tea.
So I'm gonna ask this, and it's just me just being a picker who knits. Okay.
Yeah.
The finish. The crucifix pin.
Yeah.
Looked like dog crap. And the ref counted it.
Yeah. That on the ref.
To me, that, like, took me completely out of everything, because they're not going to run it back. Like, what are they going to do? Invite Randy Orton to Raw and have them fight for the King of the Ring finals again? Like, Orton's shoulder is up for 2 and 3. If we can dunk on Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey for it, we can dunk on Gunther and Randy Orton.
I would never dunk on Randy Orton. One thing that happens when you're huge is...
Oh, you ain't got to tell me.
You can't get your shoulder blades down?
You ain't got to tell me.
In that angle? So, yeah, I'm not surprised. If referees are going to be a part of the match and a part of the company moving forward in the Paul Triple H Levesque era trademark, then I have no problem with the occasional blown call. And maybe it's because I'm watching a ton of playoff basketball and I know there's not a lot of crossover between the two audiences. But, I mean, you're seeing referees, no matter what sport you're watching, blow obvious calls that are obvious to everybody except for the people wearing stripes.
I understand.
And it doesn't put heat on the referee. So I'm okay with, hey, the referee blew the call, but the decision stands. Gunther wins. And if that's how they're going to go, then that's okay. But they need to at least acknowledge it, which they kind of did on commentary.
Right. My problem is that, like, with a lot of those like professional sports refs, like, a lot of that is a judgment call, right? Like, the ref is watching something happen and they think it didn't happen, but it did happen. Like, that's one thing. To me, this is Angel Hernandez behind the plate. Bad.
Okay. All right.
Okay? Angel Hernandez, the man who calls more balls strikes and more strikes balls than anyone in the history of that great sport. It's delineated. There's an invisible box. The ball's got to be in there. Okay? And the umpire is watching the ball come in. They are to take a picture of where that ball was and call it. So they're watching a definitive thing. That has no excuse. The referee needs to be watching the shoulders for the whole time. Like,
What do you want to do? It's the finish. I don't know.
I mean, I know I'm being a nitpicker and I'm being like a mark. I'm sounding like all the dudes on the internet, but it pisses me off. Like,
if I'm remembering right, at least the referee like tried to slide himself into looking at the other shoulder blade while like making the count and seeing that the shoulder blade was up.
Okay.
But I don't know. That stuff really doesn't bother me like it should. It's just like, oh, the referee blew a call. I don't know. What are you gonna
do? Right, I guess. Who knows? They may address it on Monday. They may address it on Friday. Good. It would be interesting if, like, Randy Orton went to go make an appeal to Nick Aldis on Friday. It's like, hey.
What if this is how we still get to Cody and Randy, where Cody's like, ref blew the call. Your shoulder blade was up. I'm a jam up guy. I need a storyline. Let's fight.
Well, you know that's not going to happen because they're going to make Randy Orton fight for it.
Yeah, Randy Orton's going to fight for it. He's probably going to take on the Bloodline, whatever. I'd like to make a prediction here.
Sure, go for it. Prognosticate.
Prognosticate. If they get to Cody versus Randy, which I believe they will.
Uh-huh.
Just looking at the SmackDown roster, right? You got AJ Styles. Got heated up as a heel, but Cody's already blown through him. You got Santos Escobar. Maybe you could build him up for one of these other pay-per-views, but probably not SummerSlam. What you got on SmackDown? You got Logan Paul, who he just blew through at this pay-per-view, so that's a no-go.
Bob Lashley.
Bob Lashley could be heated up as a heel. Sure, that's something. Nakamura, already a retread. Solo, not yet.
Tommy Tanga.
Right. Bloodline people, not yet. Carmelo.
Yeah, I'm taking a
already
look
did
right
the
now.
TV match.
Yeah, I'm taking a look
Probably
right
too
now.
little. Andrade, probably in catering.
Baron Corbin.
Babyface.
KO.
So there we go.
LA Knight.
Either you're gonna turn LA Knight, which I don't think you're gonna do. Kevin Owens, which is on the board, or the Scary Snake Man. I think you can get to SummerSlam, and I think you can do the respect match. But then after that, if you want some story from Cody, I think you turn Orton heel. When I mean you turn Orton heel, I mean you dial it back to 2009. I'm talking getting evil. All right. Punt to Cody. Get him off TV for a couple weeks. Apron DDT to Brandy. Best wishes. But when she comes back, got a hooker. Hit her with the DDT. Make Cody watch. Make the dog watch. Everything. Set the bus on fire. For real this time.
Already happened.
Not that fake fire at WrestleMania. Nah, that was fake. Real life fire. Poof. Strike the pose in front of the bus on fire.
Like he did the Randy Orton trap house? or the Bray
Yes.
Wyatt Trap House.
Yes. Do it with the bus. I just gave you a couple angles there that I think can make some pretty good money. And people would love to see it because it's classic Orton. And when it's done, Randy Orton can go away for a little bit and refine his way and come back, and everybody loves the scary Snake Man again.
Sure.
That's what I got, man.
Sure.
I think it should happen.
Who knows, man? Lots of questions. Of course, that's why we watch TV on Mondays and Fridays.
But you had something that you liked. So what was that?
I like the Queen of the Ring final.
All right, go on.
I think Nia's probably the best she's been.
Hard agree.
Like, she is committed. She's working. I think this is probably one of the better Lyra Valkyria matches that I've seen. Like, the only other match that like even comes close to me is possibly Lyra and Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's title.
The Io Sky match was really good on Raw.
I thought that was okay. I'm also like, I don't know. It's hard for me to like give any like TV matches and for a title like true love, right? But for me, I thought this was really good, and I loved the finish. Absolutely loved the finish of Lyra going for the power bomb on the second rope, and Nia is just like, no, and squish the bean.
That finish
rocks.
One of my favorite finishes in forever. That was so awesome. Like, that was so good.
The epitome of boom, that's enough, let's go home.
Can you imagine if like Mabel did that to Diesel?
Oh my gosh, world champ.
Yeah. It's such a believable finish that like, oh yeah, they have to win. I'm a really big fan of them going with Nia. I thought it was the right decision. To me, at some point, you have to have your imposing figures win something that matters.
Right.
Or else they very quickly lose that imposing nature about them. It's a problem that AEW's had, and WWE's had it in the past, and they're kind of course correcting it with Gunther getting that long reign, winning the King of the Ring, Nia Jax winning the Queen of the Ring
after beating Jade and Bianca in back-to-back rounds.
Yeah.
Technically, she lost. She won by DQ to Jade, but still,
wins a win.
The record books will state that she beat the women's tag team champions back-to-back to get to the finals. But yeah, Nia's and her promo's not bad either. Like, the post-match promo was good too.
Very, very believable. Yeah.
Right.
I was a fan.
So yeah, man, that's for me. One thing that is not for me though. I understand the Triple H Paul Levesque era. We're allowed to remember things from the past. But if we're going to remember things from the past, we need to remember all of the things from the past. And I'm looking at Michael Cole, who said that the winner of the King of the Ring tournament only once has challenged for the WWE was given an opportunity to challenge for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam.
Because I know that was the obviously King of the Ring 95 and also King of the Ring 96.
Mm-hmm.
But then they had like stripped Austin or whatever of the opportunity. Oops, say that word. There's that word again. I know Owen did it, but I don't think Owen got it because he necessarily it didn't come with winning the King of the Ring, did it? I don't think so.
No. But like Billy Gunn's was. When Billy Gunn was King of the Ring, didn't he face The Rock for the WWE title?
No, it's a triple threat. That was Foley, Austin, and
That's
Triple
right.
H.
Okay.
But he did face The Rock. And he
Okay.
lost, unfortunately.
Yes. Shamrock didn't have it. Billy Gunn didn't have it. Kurt Angle didn't have it. Edge didn't have it.
Kurt Angle did have it. It was in a triple threat, though.
Okay.
He faced Rock and Triple H. And that's where he gets the concussion by going through the table early.
That's right. But Brock does.
And that was one that was advertised. Yeah. That was definitely advertised, that 2002 one.
Right. And they were saying that the only one that was 2002. And okay. I'm like, that's not true.
That is not true.
That is not true.
Is that the quote unquote modern era?
I don't know. Like,
yeah, no.
Is it more? Is the WWE modern era more extreme than Adam's wrestling didn't exist before 1990? Because that's a strange thing, I think.
Awesome, happy to hear that Adam not in jail.
Very happy for that.
Fest.
Yes,
congratulations.
Also, not happy to hear that he chose Danger. Don't do it, man. It's not worth it. You know, if you're gonna trade it, if you're gonna just throw the Jeep away, just throw it away. Just throw it away. Did you have anything else that was do you want to talk about that rocked or didn't rock from King of the Ring?
I just think Bronson Reed just needs a one-word wrestler name. And I know we're not supposed to say his name. Bad person. Sometimes Vince was right about some stuff. And Vince would be naming that dude like he'd just dig up like Earthquake or some other name. I did like a quick search of like Australian slang terms. I would call that dude Bonzar.
Okay, what does Bonzar mean?
So it's Australian. And I believe it is like really strong, or it's really awesome. Yeah, that's what I would just name that dude. It doesn't even matter what it means. It's just better than like first name, last name. Anything is. Call him Aftershock or something. I don't know. Sometimes the old bad man was right about a couple things. That's
no. I think it's I think his name. I don't think it should be Big Bronson Reed. I think he needs to be Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed is a perfectly great wrestling name. I don't need him to be Tsunami.
Hold on. It is a perfectly good wrestler name. However, he is not a perfectly good wrestler. He is a special dude who should not have first name, last name.
So you're trying to Tensai my dude?
Something a little better than Tensai. Okay. We knew that Vader's name was Leon White, which is a dope name. He's got two black names. That's awesome. But
Bugs Bunny, black or
they're
white?
They're not as awesome. Black. Not as awesome as Vader.
Right. But you literally picked a word that literally you could have also made up on the spot. You picked Bonzer.
I don't care what the word is. Just something that's not first name, last name. Do not care. Call him Shoestring. I don't care. Bam Bam Reed is also fine. Something other than a first name, last name. That's all I'm saying. First name, last name is good for good little guys like a Johnny Gargano. That little guy should have a first name, last name. Just a dude. I want something awesome for Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed, excuse me.
I don't need anything awesome for Bronson Reed. I don't need anything awesome for... I don't need to live in the world of like Vince's cartoon wrestling where everybody needs to have like a value proposition and a name that stands out like ShamWow.
So if a dude just came out, would you not miss like people being named like Typhoon? Do you not miss that?
No, not really.
Oh, what's this guy's name? Typhoon. Got it. Awesome.
But it only made sense because there was another dude named Earthquake.
The Earthquake.
Who was the Canadian Earthquake. And then when they realized that more than just Canada got earthquakes, and they shifted it.
Call him the Australian Earthquake. And
That's
then
horrible.
Just drop the Australia part and call him Earthquake.
Now you're just trying to co-opt my man John Tenta's gimmick.
Earthshake. Anything.
Earthshake. Tectonic shift.
Anyways, I mean, Liv Morgan's champ.
Your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Dog water. Absolutely horrible. This whole show is must skip. Completely honest.
Yeah.
Even the stuff that was cool, it was TV cool. It was not pay-per-view cool. Like, this was a nothing happening Saudi blood oil money cash grab. By the way, we're going back in November, and the commercial had me scared. Did you see the commercial?
No, I did not.
So the first commercial, or the commercial to announce Crown Jewel, the first, like they're doing the whole commercial where they're doing like one line descriptions of what the PLE is going to be. And the first word they use is greatest.
That sounds like a threat.
Greatest. And then they say spectacle. And in my head, I'm like, you're really going to do the greatest WrestleMania in November, my guy? You want to give them the greatest WrestleMania? From the makers of the greatest Royal Rumble comes this. Yikes. No thanks.
Was it just Crown Jewel?
It's just Crown Jewel.
Okay.
You didn't have to do all that. You did not have to go through all the rigmarole of telling me in Riyadh that we're doing Crown Jewel, baby. Didn't need it. But yeah, must skip, hands down, 10 out of 10, must skipper. Period, end of story. But that's on demand. I think we're going to run that back. How'd you feel about it?
All right. Felt good.
Felt good. Felt real good. You know what else feels good?
And now, Tim Taylor presents The Undertaking.
Oh, stop! What? Now I see how easy it is for DJ to get caught up in it. Holy crap. Yeah, it's another episode of The Undertaking where I subject myself to the latest and greatest of 6 Feet Under with Mark Calloway. Marcus.
Quick question.
Yes.
Can you still do the Undertaker roll your eyes in the back of your head?
No, I lost that.
Oh, you lost? Let me see you try.
No. First of all, my eyes don't open very much at all because I have little sunken in eyes and a big fat head. It doesn't work. Like, I can try. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, this is
I'll
great.
let you know if you do it.
This is great for radio. Okay, ready? Here we go.
All right, Tim's got the glasses off. He's ready to go. He's game shape. Here we go. A little bit, yeah, a little bit. I give it a 5.5 out of 10.
Thank you. That's very failing. I appreciate that. Very failing.
Hall of Fame if it's baseball.
Yeah,
Greatest of all time.
So this week, it wasn't actually all that bad because I didn't just have to listen to Undertaker and his guest talk. They actually had a guest on the podcast. And this week they had the world's strongest man, pundit for Busted Open Radio, and master of the phrase, "It's time for the main event," Mark Henry. Possibly still on the AEW roster. Don't know. Ask Tony Khan. He's got a pay-per-view this weekend. Just ask him. But they do 2 hours with Mark Henry.
Wow.
2. And they say there's still more to talk about. Like the fact that Mark Henry, when he first came into the WWE, was Yokozuna's young boy. And Mark Henry was driving Yokozuna everywhere.
How big was that car?
How bad is the suspension on that car? Jiminy creeps.
That car is definitely 6 feet under, 10 times over.
That car is double wide, double deep. But here are my 4 takeaways from this last episode of 6 Feet Under.
All right.
1, Mark Henry threatened to kill every member of the Clique because Paul Bearer took his crutches and hid them, and the Clique were the ones that pointed it out to Mark, and Mark didn't know how to take it, so he threatened to kill every last one of them.
He did the right thing. It's important to establish your dominance early.
Sure. Because of this is what got him sent to Canada. He was sent to Canada. I believe this is the expression for this is the right way to do the wrong thing. Or the wrong way to do the right thing. But yeah, Mark Henry definitely got better. So Mark Henry also talks about his time coming up in the business, and he explained the difference of starting wrestling as a fan of wrestling versus starting it not being a fan of wrestling.
All right.
And using the analogy of playing wrestler versus doing wrestling.
Yep.
I don't know how much you'd like to talk about this, but I found this to be like the most interesting actual topic to talk about. So I will make it as personal as I possibly can. Was there any point for you where you had to draw that line between play wrestler and do wrestling as a fan?
Yeah. Once those envelopes start hitting, brother.
Okay.
You get it, it probably took, and again, it's like not a lot of people, but some people from the locker room gave some advice, and you kind of take a little bit of this idea, take a little bit of that idea, think about it, try to blend it. But somebody gave me some excellent advice of try to make, even if you want to do this full time, start out by making wrestling your play money.
Okay.
Don't depend on it, but make it a little piggy bank. And that always stuck with me. And since I like kind of started viewing it like that, probably 6 months or a year in, I was able to make a profit after, I would say, my first 2 years wrestling.
Okay.
And that's counting, wrestling school being whatever, 2,500 or 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
All the miles and tolls and everything. Yeah, probably after 2 years in, started making some okay money. I was like, all right, this is cool. Was able to quit my third job. Then was able to quit my second job and just go with one full-time job, and wrestling is my play money. So that's kind of like was kind of the motivating factor for me. And also like listening to like Kevin Nash. I know he's worked himself into the Jim Cornette camp of you shouldn't talk about wrestling from this century. But like when he talks about the business, they can't hurt you if you don't care, or if you don't show them that you care.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't show them that you're a mark, then you take away like a big weapon. And I've had to turn down some opportunities, which probably would have ended up costing me money in the long run. But like turning down those opportunities because the money wasn't right, like I still feel good about it to this day. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I missed out on this cool experience, the shared experience with a lot of my friends. But for me, the money wasn't right. And it established that, like, yep, at the time might have been young, might have been way, way towards the back of the line in the pecking order. But I was going to make sure my money was always right. May not have been a lot of money, but I was going to make sure that my money was right. And yeah, that's kind of where I stood with things. And then like creatively, I think you're a lot more willing to, in some ways, play ball. So you might be more willing to do some ridiculous things or things that other people wouldn't do because they take their character too seriously, or, oh, that's not what my character would do, or whatever. But if you are being a wrestler as opposed to playing a wrestler, you find a way to, how would my character do this thing?
Mm-hmm.
I'm being asked to do that I don't like. Okay, well, how would I go about it? How would I get myself in this situation? And also, like, as far as matches go, if you're not playing wrestler, instead being wrestler, like, I'm not afraid to have a bad match. I'll have more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, like, no. I'm not going to remember 50 things. We're not going to call this thing 10 times. Calling a match that makes sense to me. It's going to get a reaction out of people. Sure, maybe we don't do a lot, but take a look at the crowd, and then take a look at your fanny pack at the merch table. Then come take a look at mine. See what it's all about, and then tell me, playing a wrestler is better than being a wrestler.
Fair enough. I'll try to find the timestamp, but there is a good portion of this podcast where Mark talks about how the Undertaker's the best because he was like,
At what?
At wrestling.
Oh. Gosh, excuse me.
So he equates it to when he was working with the Undertaker, like in the house shows leading up to WrestleMania 22.
Okay.
And how, like, even as like an 8-year vet, Mark was still learning stuff from the Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I've ever really heard Undertaker talk and express selling on the move. He actually breaks down the logistics of it, and like he talks about his reasoning behind it, and he talks about creating space.
Mm-hmm.
So very, very interesting to hear the two of them talk about it, because it's probably the most inside wrestling I think I've heard the Undertaker talk before. And his reasoning, like everything it was very sound with what was being said. But I'm closing because both Mark Henry and the Undertaker share phobias of theirs. And I have to ask you as a follow-up. So Mark Henry, on top of being claustrophobic, also hates needles, to the point where during wellness testing, the doctors at WWE would draw straws to see who had to go and take blood from Mark, because Mark would fight. They basically had to put Mark to sleep to take his blood. That's how afraid of needles Mark Henry is.
On the side, what a great gimmick. I can't get tested because I'm really afraid of needles.
But the Undertaker is afraid of cucumbers.
They're gonna say black people. I've
No.
heard that one before.
Yeah,
He's really afraid of cucumbers.
He's like, I'm not afraid of cucumbers. I just ate them a bunch as a kid, and I just don't like how they smell. I don't like how they look.
Okay.
It's like, I'm not afraid of snakes. I just don't like how they look, move, smell, anything. So, what is an unconventional fear that you have?
Sun chips.
You're afraid
Sun
of
chips
sun
are my
chips?
cucumber. Yeah. So I was like 3 or 4, and my mom went shopping, and I was really hungry, and she was like, well, open up the bag of chips and have a couple chips. And I proceeded to eat almost the entire big bag of chips, and they were sun chips, and I got sick. And to this day, the smell of sun chips, the sound of sun chips, the logo of sun chips, they make me ill instantly. They played a trick on my brain forever that day. So no more sun chips for me. What about for you?
Really bad thunderstorms. It reminds me of like being a kid at like summer camp, where I'm like stuck with a whole bunch of like 10 and 11-year-olds in this like big conjoined room. And this was back when like the power would go out all the time. Like, power outages nowadays, I'm thankful that in 2024 we've somehow figured out power outages. Right?
Yeah, they don't happen as frequently as they used to.
Right, because it used to be that like the power would go out like every time the wind blew. And now power's fine. But like, I remember being at like summer camp, and like the power would go out, and like all these elementary age kids, including myself, would be in this room, and like the rain would be pounding on the windows, and like you would see the lightning shoot down, and like every time like it gets really bad, like there's a really bad thunderstorm and like a really bad thunderclap, like I don't get full on scared, but part of me is taken back to that point as a child, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm not saying like rain is bad, but like really freakishly heavy rainstorm, like actual storms, not like storms that people in the state of Pennsylvania call a storm.
Right. Anytime it rains.
Anytime it rains. Oh, it's storming. Oh. But that is this week's version or edition of The Undertaking. So right now, Marcus, let's call the bus driver.
All right, who's ready for some field tripping?
We are field tripping all the way to YouTube. And on the WWE YouTube channel, there is a full match, 12 minutes, 47 seconds, as we're reliving that weird period in time in which everybody left because The Rock and Stone Cold was gone, but nobody's here because the pipe bomb hasn't happened yet. It's right in that middle range, but it was a time in which Randy Orton was WWE champion.
Blessed time.
And
Take me back.
He was feuding with his foil, John Cena. And they took on 17 members of the WWE roster all at once. Before we get started, how much do you remember of this match?
I remember it wasn't like everybody on the Raw roster. It was just kind of like the Raw roster and a couple of like legit names, but it was mostly kind of, you were digging pretty deep on that roster barrel for this match. That's what I remember. I don't think I've seen it since. So yeah. And then I remember the Attitude Adjustment into the RKO.
Which we will talk about as it happens, but whenever you're ready, Mr. Marcus, I will count us down and we will hit play. And the actual episode is going to be in the show notes, so you're able to watch along with us in real time if you'd like. So whenever you're ready, 3, 2, 1, play. And oh yeah.
Great Orton theme.
Heck yes.
Weird time where it's the Legend Killer theme, but we're getting to Viper stages of Randy Orton.
Yeah. Mercy Drive, Burning My Light. I do like this Randy Orton theme a lot.
Yeah.
And Lillian Garcia on commentary at ring announcing.
Yeah.
She just recently made her return back at some random Raw.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun. But Randy looking so young. Look at baby Randy.
I hate that belt, man. It's not even like, oh, they made a spinner belt out of the world title. That belt is John Cena's belt, and whenever somebody that isn't John Cena has a title, it should be a different title.
Right. And like, I always hated the answer to the spinner title was just reinforcing the WWE logo in the middle so it didn't spin.
Yeah.
And like, that to me is dumb. I think that title lasted way longer than it should have.
Way too long. I mean, it goes all the way till Rock beats CM Punk.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
love this John Cena shirt.
Yeah, great shirt. Great shirt.
Super NES Cena shirt.
What's the Death Con level on this Cena?
This is black, but it's weird because it's also he's mixing DEF CON levels because he's got the Super Nintendo wrestling shirt, but he's wearing that Beware of Dog Cena hat with the orange. I say this is a 3. This is DEF CON 3. And here's the Raw roster. Umanga, Hardcore Holly, Cody Rhodes, Val Venus, Caden Murdoch, Santino, Brian Kendrick, Carlito, Charlie Haas, Paul Burchill,
D.H. Smith,
the Highlanders.
Why isn't everybody on steroids? Why did they? You could tell everybody's off cycle. I don't like this. Well, not everybody, but
Super Crazy, JBL. Who else is on this list? I'm trying to look at all the faces.
Did you say Charlie Haas?
I did say Charles Haas.
Okay. Jim Duggan.
Oh yeah, Hacksaw Slim Duggan. He's there.
Yeah,
Tough
Caden
guy.
Murdoch, I believe you said.
Yep, I said that. But we'll go through it. We'll go through them all as it comes along. But I always thought this was very interesting. At certain points, this felt very much like the SmackDown versus Raw game mode of Slobberknocker.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys remember Slobberknocker mode, where literally like, you know, the meme that is Slobberknocker mode is that Kevin Nash WCW video where he's like jackknifing people and Slick Johnson is counting them down without a pin. That's Slobberknocker mode. But and of course your favorite Intercontinental Champion Santino Marella is now in the match. Yeah, this is definitely not great Santino here. And +3 stars on the Dooge scale. Cena wins with a roll up. And now we've got Trevor Murdoch, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, right?
I think so. I recently went back and just watched the debut of Caden Murdoch. I did not remember Murdoch being so good.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys where just like you look at him and you think he's crap.
Yeah.
But he's actually legit.
And when they come in 05, as we got a tap out, the roster is still like really stacked and has like a lot of like hangers on. So those young guys that come in, they kind of don't really stand a chance of getting recognized.
Lance Cade is gone, by the way, or Garrison Cade. I don't know which he is at this point. But Cade ate a real nasty RKO. I kind of miss Lance Cade. Rest in peace. I thought he was rather good. Or I wouldn't say good. I would say rather serviceable.
He looked like he'd be good.
Right. He's like one step below Mark Jindrak. Like
yeah.
but he's on that Jindrak level.
As we see during the commercial break.
The Super Crazy
RKO. So we got JBL working over my boy Randy.
Yeah. Some quick tags coming in and out now.
That's right. We got Hacksaw Slim Thuggin.
I think I might be a little ahead of you right now.
Oh, shoot. Okay, I got the Codester in there right now.
Yeah, Cody just tagged in to Pirate Paul,
okay.
But not Pirate Paul. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait.
So I've had a couple ads. What's your timestamp, Mr. Tim?
I'm paused. So let me know when Val Venus gets tagged in.
Just got tagged in.
Okay, we're back on track.
All right.
The Stink Sheet's favorite wrestler, Val Venus, is in here.
He looks awful here.
He looks like a porn star actually looks now. Like none of them look particularly great. Here comes Bob Corholly. And Randy out here, by the way, WWE champion Randy Orton here, taking the heat. And there's the man who single-handedly got the Highlanders fired for being in the crowd at TNA Wrestling.
Oh.
Rory? Or is that Robbie?
Yes. Robbie McAllister.
Robbie. Here comes John Cena doing that Carmelo Hayes move. Got it.
Again, top rope moves aren't cool the lesser you weigh. Like, the move's cool because John Cena is like basically 300 pounds and like not super coordinated.
Right. D.H.
When you're
Smith,
a quarter of that and you're really coordinated,
yeah.
doesn't count.
D.H. Smith just got a little 5-knuckle shuffle. Still don't know how that naming got let go through the WWE. Sick attitude adjustment. And a tag.
Ooh.
Baby. Yeah, they
Now they're speed running.
So most of the time through this commercial break, I think they just all taunted a lot and stored up about 3 finishers each. And now they're just
looks right.
unloading them. Val Venus just caught one. Here's Roller Coaster, the man, current WWE champion. Sick. That is the launching RKO.
Mm-hmm.
Only Cody Rhodes could have done that because Cody Rhodes is the man. Oh, and the match is getting thrown out. Oh. Everybody who's left in the match has said that's enough. We're sick of getting beat up by John Cena and Randy Orton, making us look like idiots. But now Randy Orton's being isolated by the roster.
I really like that 2008 Jim Duggan got out of doing a job.
Of course. Oh! Four chair shots to the head?
Love it. Good for the business.
By the way, the YouTube video will look like it is stuttering, but WWE actually censored the video by
YouTube doesn't like cool stuff.
Yeah. Now JBL's
oh, there's that
got
really
the chair.
dangerous JBL making sure that the chair is in working condition. I'm on like a personal mission to bust JBL being a dangerous worker.
Yeah.
It's simply not true.
It's like Nia Jax.
Well,
now, to be fair,
she actually did punch somebody in the face.
Nia Jax
so did JBL, but at least he was drunk.
Worker.
At least JBL was drunk when he punched somebody in the face for real.
Yeah. But everybody's down, and here comes the Barbarian. Before he was the fixer of all things and the leader of the Paul Triple H Levesque era, here is the game in 2008. Who is chicken and rice at this very moment, correct?
Yeah, but very lean chicken and rice.
Well, it's lean because he started off with game burger form.
Yeah.
Everybody loves bicycle shorts, power gut Triple H. Like, God, Triple H is just swarmy. I hate it. I don't understand what. Oh, that's right. We're 13 days from WrestleMania, so these guys are facing off. Well, that's interesting that Triple H just got to watch his two opponents at WrestleMania just got this work. Oh, here it is. Hooked him up, or Randy Orton's hooked up. No kick wham, but it's pedigree time.
He did just yoke him.
He did just Dwight yoke him right up. And now John Cena doesn't know where he is. Kick wham. Last second miracle. John Cena in the Averex shorts. Got him. Do you remember John Cena's Echo Shorts phase?
Sure do.
I love the Echo Short Cena. That's me, baby.
My John Cena is in black shorts.
Okay. What did you think as the video ends? What did you think of khaki shorts, Cena?
Um, I guess I didn't think much. That's all. Very
That's fair.
indifferent.
That's fair. Very indifferent indeed. But that's our field trip. We'll figure out what we're gonna watch next week. Along the ride with you guys here. But Marcus, right now, did you buy anything this week?
I did purchase something.
Oh,
I did. And shout out, friend of the show, Miss Tatum from Wings on Wings. This is actually a great week. You should go back and check out last week's edition of Wings on Wings.
and all I'm gonna say is this, okay? I want to put this. I'm putting my foot down right now. If you listen to this week's episode of Wings on Wings and you're not entertained, you can come for me. I'll fight you.
So I'd asked Miss Tatum for her professional opinion about some exfoliating stuff. My skin's not responding the same way it used to. So she hooked me up, sent me in the right direction to get a great exfoliator. And it's like different mitts and gimmicks you can use. And they work great. Top notch, super quality. So shout out Miss Tatum. Thank you very much. My skin is very thankful. And that was my big weekly purchase. And I'm very close to just impulse buying the NCAA Madden combo deal.
Oh, have you sent your Venmo link around enough? You gotta get enough?
I'm good for it.
Okay.
I think about it at least like once an hour. Of like,
yeah, I do too.
I should just buy that.
My problem is that I have a video game I need to buy before that first. Which is actually like in 2 weeks. Yeah, we'll definitely cross that bridge when we get there. I did not buy anything this week. I've been a relatively good boy. All things considering. But I'm very offended because I told you exactly what you needed to do for your skincare regimen. And you didn't even try.
What was your suggestion?
All you had to do was go to Target and buy everything from the Papa Tui line.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Didn't get around to it.
Of course you didn't.
Yeah.
Because only one of us does bits. Either way.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. We do have Double or Nothing this weekend. Very awesome. I guess it's safe to say now, very spur of the moment, last minute, last second miracle. We got the bat signal. We were up at the compound, catching wrestling the way it was meant to be with all the boys and girls from the soon to be named network. It was a happening, good time, so much fun as always. So, it's always good to fellowship with everybody from the soon to be named network North, and I don't know what I know soon to be named network North is the compound. What is what do they call, what is At Odds' port call, or is that all shared territory?
I don't know. Yeah, gotta figure that one out. Don't know what that is. I figured you're pretty close to Mid Atlantic.
Yeah, I'm technically Mid Atlantic.
Right. Yeah, so you're Mid Atlantic,
and you're Mr. Mid Atlantic now.
Mr. Mid, yeah. Soon to be named network, South Central.
South Central.
South Central. I guess yeah, I don't know we got to figure everybody else's code
We'll
names
figure
out.
it out.
But, yeah, man.
Do you have anything else to plug? Anything going on?
June 1st, maybe. I don't know. Whatever next Saturday is. Mr. Pig's going to be in Silver Spring, Maryland, doing a little technical wrestling tournament with a whole bunch of little dudes who can put on good little matches. Yeah, Mr. Pig's going to show him a thing or two about professional wrestling the way it was meant to be. And that's all I got to say about that.
Fair enough. Other than that, soon to be named network.tumblr.com. It's your home for all of the podcasts on the soon to be named network, including but not limited to our wrestling offerings of At Odds with Wrestling with Joe and Adam, and We Need Wrestling with DJ and Brett. At STBN Network on Twitter is your spot. Anytime any of the shows on the network goes live, we post a link there. But you can always catch them on your individual podcatchers of feed. Longbox Heroes and Longbox Heroes After Dark, Wings on Wings, as we've talked about. Puzzle Warriors 3, Profane Argument. Whatever Ed's next project's going to be, slated for 2026. Can't wait. But a shout out to the Discord. You guys are awesome. Amazing as always. DeWicki, you're the man as always as well. If you want to follow us on social media, you can at Not the Tool Man for me, at the Wrestling Speakeasy for Marcus. If you know, at T&M Shows or T&M Shows on Twitter, because Final Wrestling Place won't fit as a handle. So that's what it is. But I'm very excited for us. I'm very excited for what's going on. And I'm glad that you were able to join us either here or on YouTube. If you are watching along on YouTube, give us a like, give us a subscription. And if you're listening to this on your podcatcher of choice, just go over to YouTube and do the same thing anyway. So it'd be really awesome. We will be back next week for more fun, more excitement, and of course, more fellowship here on Final Wrestling Place. But right now, Marcus, all that's left is to tell the people goodbye.
Bye, boys.